Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Let me get comfortable. We're gonna be here for a little while. I asked you guys kind of like what you wanted to see. That was not a Q&A because we just did a Q&A, but that was kind of long form, and a lot of you said assumptions, which the assumptions videos just scare me. But excuse me, too close to the window, come on. Stella's now, she's stuck in my tripod. I don't know how you're gonna get out of that. I hate assumptions. I hate assuming things about people. I hate people assuming things about me. It's just not a healthy thing to do. And here I am making a full video of assumptions. Okay, so what I did was I asked, I'm trying out a new tanning product. Well, you are ashamed of your fashion sense in an early decade. So I guess like what I wore when I was younger. You know, I look back and I'm like, I would never wear that now. But at the time, I was probably really confident and happy in what I was wearing. So Ryan is constantly using under eye concealer. How do we I don't know how else to make it clear that Ryan does not wear concealer under his eyes. At this point, it's just beyond my control. I've told you, I've wiped my finger under his eye, I've showed you, I don't know what else to do.
I'll wash my face on camera one day or something.
Just has naturally bright under eyes. And you know what the weird thing is in person, you don't see it. Like those of you who know Ryan and who have met Ryan, you don't see it. It's just on camera that it shows. Cause I don't notice it, and right now I'm looking at him and I don't see it. But when he's on camera, I obviously see it. Like how my arm looks really orange on camera, but in person, it's this really lovely shade of brown. Sun-kissed. You're selective who you spend your time with. Same, to be honest. Yeah, I definitely think everybody should be. You know, time is the most precious thing that we have. And if you're spending it with somebody that you don't enjoy, or you know, it's not a good relationship, a toxic relationship, then I think it's definitely a waste of time. So you're scared to talk about politics online. No, it's not that I'm scared to talk about politics online. I just don't want to. That's not really what my channel is about. I feel that politics it's a great thing to discuss, I think, in kind of like a one-on-one setting, but me talking about politics without somebody being able to interact with me I just don't think that's the place to do it. But I'm definitely not afraid to talk about politics, in person, one-on-one with somebody. You enjoy running your self-owned business and being your own boss. I do. I definitely also miss that workplace vibe. You know, going out with your coworkers after your shift, or you know, chatting and meeting so many new people that way. I definitely miss that workplace vibe, and the overall just get up, get ready, go on your way, grab your coffee, have that routine. I miss that, but I do enjoy working for myself just because that's I definitely shine more that way. I feel more in my comfort zone that way, if that makes sense. I'm not a very good employee, I will say that. Where are you going? You were super duper ultra popular in high school. You never felt awkward. Speaking of awkward, this is me in a nutshell in high school, okay? I saw Kelly Clarkson and she was wearing this tie, a very menswear inspired look. The tie, a fedora, and black pants. So of course, I begged my mom to take me to the mall, which we never went to the mall unless it was back to school shopping. Begged her, you know, please, we have to go to the mall. I have to recreate this outfit. And she's like, fine. So we went, and I'm pretty sure I was in I don't know what store I was in, but I recreated the outfit. I lasted in school, the day I wore that outfit, probably 30 minutes. And then I came home. I had friends. It was just a weird time for me. You are a couple who doesn't feel the need to have friends. No, that's not true at all. Ryan and I have so many friends. Do we document all over social media when we're hanging out with our friends? No, we don't. And that's probably why you assume that, because you don't see our friends. But yeah, we have tons of friends in New York City, tons of friends in LA and New York. I mean, Texas is where most of our friends are. and then scattered throughout Nashville, Chicago, where else? Florida. So you and Ryan both have very supportive families. Yes, that is very true, especially my parents. They kind of, you know, I moved out when I was 18, and they were so supportive, and I could have told them that I wanted to be in a rock band and they would have, you know, fully supported me. And yeah, they've just been great along the way, and I give credit to them in a lot of ways for never judging my career path and however crazy it might have sounded, all of my weird ventures that I wanted to do. They always supported me, even though it wasn't financially. They've always just been there for me and like really encouraged me to like be who I am. You are very self-demanding and expect more from yourself than others. Yeah, that's true in a sense, for sure. I do think I expect a lot from myself. I think a lot of that is like deep-rooted issues from when I was younger, growing up. Kind of bleeds into my adult life, which tends to happen. But I assume that you and Ryan don't fight very often. No, we don't. You're very shy around new people until you get to know them. Yes and no. I do feel like I'm not shy when I first meet somebody, but I am a little bit aware of, you know, how much I'm sharing or what I'm saying, and I really try to like listen and get to know this person, ask questions about this person. I feel like I'm normal when it comes to meeting new people. You are planning to increase your business side rather than the creative one in the next years. Yes and no. I am planning to increase my business side within the next year, but the creative side, I think that's something that you just can't control, that'll always like be there with you and develop no matter, even if you didn't want it to. So that's my favorite side of me though, is my creative side. I feel like that's where like I thrive and I'm happiest. So that's always gonna be there. You're a spoiled rich girl.
Huh.
That's kind of mean. I think it was meant to be mean though. You've never really been to the other boroughs in NYC except for Manhattan. Also not true. You were picky with boys. Yes. You are always taking care of everybody like a mom. Yes. I definitely have that motherly. I think it's honestly because I had such young sisters growing up. You know, they were born when I was 16, so that motherly side really developed, I think, with them growing up. And even now, up until this point, I think that like nurturing side of me is like fully there. You can afford to treat yourself, but you love a good deal and you're careful with your money. Yeah, so when it comes to buying like material things, like expensive items like bags or shoes, I am really cautious, I think, until I get to a financial point that I want to be. I'm not going to feel fully comfortable splurging on really expensive things, but when it comes to like self-care, I don't mind spending the money. Like a good facial, I wouldn't mind treating myself and spending the money. Also, like more expensive like beauty tools, like red light therapy wand, or you know, like a really nice like gua sha tool, I don't mind spending money on that because I know that's helping like the wellness side of me. Not an assumption, but what happened to Jenna, Jade, and that video guy? Blade. How can you forget Blade's name? Jenna, I still talk to Jenna almost every single day. She's literally one of my best friends. She's like a little sister to me. I do not know what I would do without her. She quit working for me. She got a really great job, which, you know, people were like, oh, what happened? You know, like, was there a falling out? And I'm like, guys, she, you know, was an intern for me in college, and then she was working with me out of college. Of course she was gonna get a job. I didn't think she was gonna be my like part-time magazine, you know, assistant for like ever. It was bound to happen, and we were just, of course, so sad, but I was like waiting for the day. I mean, I knew it was gonna happen. She deserved like a full-time job with like benefits and, you know, all of the good stuff. So, and then Blade, I still talk to Blade all the time. We meet up for coffee. I love Blade. Like, Blade is also like a little brother to me. You don't experience much nightlife in the city because you're an early bird. That's true. Ryan and I got our partying phase out, I think, when we were in our like early and mid 20s. Like, we used to go out almost like every night. Like, this was before my YouTube days. Well, no, a little bit during the early YouTube days, but I wouldn't like film stuff like this. But we used to go out and we used to like come crawling home at like 4 a.m. so drunk and like, oh my God, and just repeat the next night. And now that we're older, we've settled down, we don't really do that anymore, but we used to party all the time. Like, embarrassingly all the time. Now we're like a boring mom and dad. You had a scene emo phase in high school. Didn't everybody? My first concert was Avril Lavigne and Good Charlotte opened up for them, and I definitely wore my skater shoes. Oh, my camera got hot. You're tired of the when will you have babies questions. No, ask me. That is a phase in life that Ryan and I are so excited about that I could talk about having babies all day long. That you never slow down and always know what life direction you are heading in. You're probably right about the never slowing down part, but that's just how I am wired. I've always been that way. People are like, slow down, you need a break. And I'm just one of those people that go, go, go. And that's how Ryan and I are very different from each other. You know, on Saturdays and Sundays, Ryan's very much like, relax, sit, read a book. And I'm like, okay, what can I organize? My mom's like that, and I think that's where I get it from. But as for knowing what life direction I'm heading in, no. That's, you know, no. That you are not too stressed about your wedding day. No, I'm not. So you're correct, I guess, because yes. That you don't drink alcohol or party. I don't drink. I don't drink in sense that I'm like, I don't drink. You know, like, I think the only time I drank this year is we had a glass of wine on my birthday. But other than that, it's just not something that I enjoy. Really, I still like have a good time, like to have fun, but I'm just not a big drinker. I will, but I just don't like enjoy it, and I don't overdo it, which I always have to like, you know, I always have to like explain myself to people, and it's just so exhausting. Some people just they can't like comprehend why other people don't drink, but we are out there. We exist. But I do like to party. I do like a party occasionally. In bed by 10 though. It's hard for you to live away from your sisters. That is probably the hardest thing in my life, is living away from my sisters, but we text literally all day, every day. I'm always available for them. I don't care what time it is. Like, I would drop everything that I was doing to get on a plane and fly home if they needed me. So I do feel that connection and that bond still of, it's just not like a physical thing, which is really hard, but I try to make up for it as best I can. I always feel better that there's two of them and they have each other. So that always like is some sense of comfort to me. I assume that you never had to go through that adolescent awkwardness like I did. You are very rich. You are very rich. I feel like that's something that like kids ask their mom, like when you're 5, you're like, Mom, is that lady rich? Because she looks nice. So weird coming from like another adult woman. I guess rich is a really weird word because everyone's definitions of rich are different. So it's like, you know, when I was 12, my definition of rich was different when I was 20. And when I was 20, my definition of rich is different than it is now. So in terms of like being financially rich, it's just really hard to say, because to someone having $1,000 in your account, you might be considered rich. Having $100,000, you might be rich. $1 million, I don't know. You struggle with criticism. I would say, if we're gonna be honest, I would say yes and no. I struggle when it seems to be affecting like the overall presence of like my channel. and it's made like 99% just YouTube. Like if I'm putting out content and I keep getting comments of, oh, your videos aren't what they used to be, and it's like the same comment over and over, then I struggle in terms of what can I do to make this better? Like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing different? And I really like beat myself up over it, because I just try to like get to the bottom of it, and you know, because this is my like job right now. You know, this is what I am doing. I am making content for people who trust my sense, and people who are kind of like in this community with me, and I just want to make sure that I'm doing right by them, by you. And so I struggle when it comes to that. But if someone says, you know, like, your channel sucks, I like, that literally goes in one and out the other, because like, okay. Sometimes you want to be rude to a reply to a rude comment. Yes, I want to tell so many people to F off. I've literally typed that out and hit delete. No, I think I've gotten so much better in how I respond to comments. I used to, if someone, you know, attacked me in a comment, I would get super defensive and write something like equally as rude back. But that's not how, like, I'm wrong in doing that. And I'll be the first to admit that's not the way to do it. I should never have replied to people rudely. And I think that's just a part of growing. I mean, you know, I'm growing up, I guess you could say, in a very public way. You know, I started my channel in my mid-20s, or early to mid-20s. And yeah, you know, I make mistakes along the way just like everybody. The only difference is mine are very public and undoable. Not undoable. I can't undo them. So yeah, of course. And I've done it and I regret it, and so it's just not even worth responding to like those types of comments anymore. It's dumb. And sometimes people would say something and I took it the wrong way and they didn't mean it like that, so then I look like an ass. Like, I make myself look stupid by like attacking them when they didn't even mean anything by it. And I'll be the first to admit that's stupid and wrong. That you're the tough love friend that will be straightforward when giving advice. Yes, I am definitely known in my friend group to be the tough love giver, because that is how I was raised. You want to have a daughter first. You know, I really like have no preference. I go through phases where if I see like a cute little boy, I'm like, oh, I want to be a boy mom. And then I see a cute little girl in like a tutu and I'm like, I want to be a girl mom. I want to be a mom. You don't count or plan on being a YouTube blogger creator in the distant future. I think it's always fun to document things and post them online, and other people can relate, and that's how you build community. And that's like what I love so much about what I do, is having built a community of people who are growing up with me and people who are the same age as me and we're going through the same thing. So it's not really even about like creating the content, it's about creating a community. And like, I don't know, it's just something that's like so cool to me about that. So that didn't really answer your assumption, but maybe. You and many other influencers don't use Twitter since there's no way to monetize it. I mean, I can't speak for other creators, but I don't use Twitter because I just feel like I don't have anything interesting to say. I don't even get really on Twitter. I don't know what to tweet, you know, like, hey guys, having a sandwich. Yummy. I've tried, it has nothing to do with monetization because, you know, using Twitter literally takes 5 seconds to go, like type something and hit enter. I don't really think to even use it. You want another dog? Yes, I would love so many more dogs. You have no friends. Ouch. You were in a sorority in college. No, I definitely was not in a sorority in college. I am not a sorority type. It's a little weird. I don't know, I just feel like I have a quirky side that I would be like really awkward in a sorority. I had a lot going on in college. Did a lot of extracurricular things, and I also was a cheerleader in college. So that took up 99% of my life. So there's just no way I would have even had time for a sorority. My roommate was in a sorority, and like she spent every waking moment doing something for her sorority. So I just like, there's no way I could have had time. You curl your hair every day. No, I feel like that wouldn't be so good for your hair. I usually blow dry it, curl it, and then I don't touch it until I wash it next. So like these are like 4-day-old waves. They were curls, but now they've kind of lost their shape. Ryan falls asleep first while watching anything on TV together. Yes. I'll look over and he's like this. You don't gossip. No, I don't gossip, and I hate people. Not hit's like a strong word. I don't like, that's just not the kind of like vibe that I like to attract like in my like friend circle and like myself. I think gossiping about other people is just the biggest waste of time. And I don't know, like what was I talking about the other day? I was like bitching about somebody to Ryan, and after I did, I just felt dirty. Like I just felt like dirty, and I even like told Ryan, I was like, I shouldn't have said those things about that person. I feel really bad now. It's just like very out of character for me, and I just don't like it. So yes, you are correct. I assume you are super high maintenance from your New York apartment hunt, but you're definitely not. No, I am so not high maintenance. You know who is high maintenance? Ryan. Ryan is way more high maintenance than I am. I am like seriously the most low maintenance. Like, I don't know if I can even convince anybody of this, but I am one of the most low maintenance people that I know. Ryan, on the other hand, you want another dog, but Ryan isn't into that idea. No, Ryan and I definitely both want another dog. It's just not, like, not right now. It's just, I mean, I would love one right now, but right now it's just not the right time with things that we have coming up. You're sweet, but also kind of bitchy. Yeah, I guess so. I not bitchy, but like very, I don't like beat around the bush. Like, I'm sweet, but you're gonna know what I'm thinking, and you know, I don't like hold back with anything. You love to judge non-skinny people. What a weird fucking thing to say. You two are quite old-fashioned when it comes to house-related tasks like cooking and cleaning. I guess by old-fashioned you mean like I do the cooking and cleaning and Ryan does like the hunting and gathering. No, actually, Ryan cooks his own breakfast and lunch. I cook my own breakfast and lunch. We like eat when we're ready to eat. He cleans up after himself, I clean up after myself, and then we both make dinner together at night and eat together, and that's kind of our routine, like our eating routine. And then our cleaning routine is, I like to deep clean on Sundays, and Ryan he picks up after himself, so he doesn't like leave a mess or anything. I think you secretly play The Sims a few hours a week. No, I had to delete The Sims off of my computer because it was taking over. First of all, it takes up so much room on your computer. My computer would go so slow when I was trying to edit, and Ryan kept being like, I can't figure out why, and I finally had to fess up and be like, look, I've got The Sims on here, and I think that's the reason. So we had to delete it, and it was just taking up so much of my time because I was like constantly playing it. A majority of your friends are in Texas. They used to be, but not now. They've kind of moved everywhere. Getting comments about your weight is annoying. It used to be, but not anymore. I feel like I'm just used to it at this point. You are not a very social person. No, I am. I am definitely a social person. I love being around new people. I love meeting new people. I love networking. Do I love being at home more? Yes. You want to live in Texas, but you're worried that your videos won't get views there. No, I actually haven't even thought about that. You know, you can't live your life worried about followers or views, because that's not a fulfilling life at all. And last time I checked, people who live in Texas have community and following. I live my life whether I'm in New York, I'm gonna live my life whether I'm in Texas. And I mean, whoever wants to join me on my life journey whenever, if ever Ryan and I move back to Texas, then they can, and whoever doesn't, then, you know, they won't watch anymore. And that's, to me, that's totally fine. I kind of mentioned community earlier, and I feel like there's a difference between a follower and a community. And I feel like a follower is someone who's just kind of like passing through, you know, someone who, if you say something that they don't necessarily agree with, then they're gonna unfollow, or if they just get bored of you, they're gonna unfollow. And those people come and go. You know, I get hundreds of follows and hundreds of unfollows every day, but then there's community, and those are the people who have, like I mentioned before, grown with you, been with you. You guys are like a community, and those are the people that stay with you no matter what. And to be honest, if someone's just following me because they love New York, then they're not really here for me, they're here for New York. So, you know, I mean, thinking about it, obviously people are, I'm probably gonna lose a lot of people if we do end up moving back at some point, but that's fine, because, you know, wasn't meant to be. Your wedding was affected by COVID-19. My wedding has not been affected. What probably is going to end up happening is our guest count will be affected. You know, like we have like all of our friends in New York, like a bunch of our friends in New York have kids, and they might not want to travel because they don't want to risk their kids, and they have to look out for their family first, and that's totally fine, understandable. So I think it will affect our guest count from all of our friends traveling from out of state, all of our friends that we don't have traveling from out of state, but our wedding itself probably won't be affected. I don't know though. I say that now, but I can't stress about it. You're a spoon licker and a double dipper. I am when it's my own stuff. I'm a germaphobe. I just am. I really am. So like the peanut butter, I have no problem eating it with the spoon out of the jar, or because I know I'm the only one that's eating it. Ryan's not eating it. Ryan likes almond butter instead. So if it's mine, I don't mind doing that. But if it's like a community jar situation, I would never. You want to move to Texas. That's so tough because I do, but I don't. You know, that is something that Ryan and I talk about every single day. It's like New York is our home. You know, this is where we've built a life. A lot of our friends are here. You know, this is our home. And it's, you know, some big questions are going to be coming up for us soon. And it's just not a decision that we're looking forward to making. I will say that. It's going to be really hard one. You and Ryan have never had trust issues with each other. That is true. Ryan and I were both in bad relationships before we met each other, where there were lots of trust issues, lots of like cheating and lying, and just really bad. So when we found each other, it was just perfect timing. And yeah, so we've never had those issues with one another, which has been, I mean, I've experienced both sides. I've experienced the relationship where you just constantly question everything this person's doing, and, you know, the cheating and the lying and just overall just really being mistreated. And then I've experienced the relationship like Ryan and I have, where there's no like tension and anger and lying and cheating. It's just simple and easy and loving and fun. And you're in the first relationship that I mentioned, there is better out there for you. And I know someone's watching this that needs to hear that, coming from somebody who's experienced both. That you lose interest in things that you don't find fulfilling. I mean, yeah, I guess. Not in a bad way, but if something doesn't seem fulfilling to me, then I lose interest. I feel like everybody does. Yeah. You've thought about quitting YouTube because of hate comments. Oh gosh. If I let negative comments and hate comments get to me, I would be upset every day. I don't think people that aren't you know, on YouTube and like heavily on social media, I don't think they understand the type of comments that someone like me or just anybody gets. I would be upset every single day. I get hate messages and like emails even almost every day. And I feel like the more you're growing or the more success you have, the more the hate comments just keep coming. And at this point, I'm just so numb to them. Used to, like when I first started out, someone would say something and then a week later I'd be like, I can't believe they said that. I can't believe that. I wonder where they live. I wonder what they do. I would be like so upset about it. But now, oh my God, it's like, you're just so used to it. And that's so unfortunate, but you're just used to it. I've told you guys about the lady who sends me emails all the time about, I mean, just the meanest shit you've ever heard. And I'm always so afraid she's like waiting outside my apartment. Like every time I get an email from her, I always am so cautious when I like go outside because I'm like, she's out here. She's literally watching me from around the corner. So it, you know, there are times I'm like afraid sometimes, but never like let them get to me or else I would be living a life of misery. You're the scorekeeper during board games with anyone. Yes. I'm a control freak. You fly for free or at a discount because your dad is a pilot. No, I don't get any perks of that. No one in my family does, actually. That you value the quality of friends rather than the quantity. Yes, I feel like we've kind of discussed friend stuff and that definitely fits the mold of what I was talking about. That you have Botox and fillers. And the next one says your lips are fake. So, I've had Botox before, definitely. Fillers, I had lip fillers 6 or 7 years ago, and I've said that so many times and people don't believe me, but the only thing I can do is just tell you once that I haven't, and if you don't believe me, beyond that, like, it's just not my problem anymore. Like, I'm telling you, I haven't had lip fillers, and yeah, so, not someone to like lie about getting things done. I will always be honest and transparent if I have had something done. And I'll post a picture of me right here after I had lip fillers. I mean, my lips were huge. So I have a big mouth and I think that's where people get thinking I have lip fillers. And I also get swollen. My lips get very swollen if I have salt or something. So they'll be swollen the next day and then they'll go down. It's just unfortunately how my body works. That you handle negativity well. Again, that's just something that I started handling better as I got older. You can't please everyone and everyone's not gonna like you. You know, some people like to gossip. Some people like to just, I mean, sometimes it's like not even about me. You know, I could blow dry my hair and somebody will be like, oh my God, she's blow drying her hair again. So some people just get triggered. They're just looking for something to get like triggered and upset by. So I almost just kind of see like myself, for some people it's like a punching bag. You know, they want something to bitch about. They bitch about me. But that's just, yeah, it's just something that you get used to. Reading like negative things, people emailing you, DMing you, like really hateful things. It's just weirdly something that is just, you just start to handle better as time goes on. You lost interest in the clothing line. Oh, the clothing line. So for those of you guys who don't know, I almost started a clothing line last year. I'm just gonna be completely honest, like not having that clothing line go through was the best thing at the end of the day that's ever happened to me. I feel like, you know, I have to take responsibility even though I was lied to. I have to take responsibility because it was my project. It happened under me. I felt like, I mean, like a huge failure after that happened. I felt embarrassed because of course we all make mistakes, right? Like we all make bad decisions and we all mess up big time. But mine was in front of all of you guys. Mine was very public. Mine was very much on social media. I said, I'm creating this clothing line, got so excited about it, and then it didn't happen. Can you imagine the embarrassment that I felt? I even got like DMs saying, you know, just the meanest things about it. I'm telling you, people get off on your failures. Like, loved it that I was like embarrassed and like, you know. I learned so much from that failure, and I learned so much from that experience that that will never happen to me again. And I've just learned to be more cautious and more like aware of what's going on. You cry alone. Man, I will say that one hits me like right here. I feel like I've never been seen and heard as much as I just have been. Yes, I am definitely known to cry alone. Oh my god, that is like so, I wish Ryan was in here. That is so funny. I'll like, you know, something will happen if I'm having like a day, or it's like just one thing after another, and I will go in the bathroom and like cry for 5 minutes and then come out and I'm like, okay, I'm good. Or in the shower. I rarely ever let other people see me that way, so that is so funny that you just called me out on that. You get down on yourself when you fail. Yeah, I guess this kind of like ties into the last one. I do, I mean, of course I do. Like, of course I feel, when I fail, I feel defeated. Every time you fail, you learn and you grow from it. And that's just the most important thing. You know, you can feel embarrassed and ashamed, but you really just need to push that aside and just be like, you know what? I learned X, Y, and Z from it. Now we're just gonna move forward. So, like the clothing line, I can't think about that anymore because that's something that's in my past, and that's something that I learned from. I was embarrassed, I was mortified. I went through all of the stages of shame, and it's done, it's over with. You know, I'm learning and I'm moving on. All right, that is all I have for my assumptions video. I feel like I've been sitting here for such a long time because my camera keeps getting hot. This is gonna take me a really long time to edit, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know if I'll be doing another one of these anytime soon, but I hope you guys feel like maybe you know me a little bit better now, and I do feel like Q&As and assumption videos are just kind of fun sit down videos for when you have extra time, or you just are listening while you're getting ready in the morning. So I think they're like fun every now and then, so we'll keep doing these maybe like once a month. I'll see you guys, but my camera's getting hot, so I'll see you guys next time. Bye.